Hello and welcome to today's workout. I hope you're warmed up, hope you're ready to go. Now we've got 3 different rounds to do today, 3 separate groups of exercises. Each of these rounds is going to be completed twice and we're going to be working for 30 seconds on with 10 seconds rest. You're going to get a further 30 seconds between each of those rounds. Now the exercises for round 1, we've got bodyweight squats, hinging at the hips, dropping down. Now you can take a nice wide stance and turn those toes out into a goblet squat style if you need to, or you can have a chair for a bit more support. Number 2, we've got cardiovascular, we've got jumping jacks, nice and light on those toes, nice big swing of the arms. And then using the knees as the pivot point, dropping those hips down, modified push-up, 30 seconds, and if you need to, or if you want to make this a little harder, you can obviously come up onto the toes. So we've got press-ups, jumping jacks, and body weight squats for our first round. Kicking off with squats in 2, 1, let's go. So we're kicking off with squats, body weight squats. Now you can use these as a nice goblet squat if you want to turn those toes out, but we're looking to work as hard as we can for this first 30 seconds. You've got 10 seconds rest between each of these exercises, and you've got 3 to do, and we're going to be going through this whole routine twice before we move on to our next round. Now we're getting close, keep pushing, we're nearly there. We've got 10 seconds rest coming up all the way to the bell, and rest it there. Good. 10 seconds rest. Moving on to our next exercise, going to be jumping jacks, or if it's a little hard on the knees, side steps and raise those arms up, and let's go. Round number 2, jumping jacks, swing those arms. Now you might be wondering to yourself, why is there no music in this workout? And the simple reason is you should be using your own music, something that motivates you, because if I put my music on, most people would probably complain. So we're going to be moving into our next exercise very soon, but we want to push all the way to the end. That's it. Swing those arms, and we're nearly there. 3, 2, 1, and relax. Good. 10 seconds rest. We're going to come down onto the mat. Now you can do this in the full position up onto the toes. This is going to be push-ups, or use those knees as the pivot point and drop those hips down. Okay, push-ups, let's go. So sink that chest in, press through the hands, exhale as you press. So if you need some motivation with your music, head over to Spotify and look up one of the workout playlists. I'm happy to send you some details, but right now we're pushing through with these press-ups. If you need to drop down onto the knees as you go through to make it a little easier, that is absolutely fine. We just want to keep you working for the whole of that 30 seconds, and we're nearly there, and rest. Good. Relax, 30 seconds. And then we're going to be going straight into set number 2, going back to standing squats. So if you haven't had a drink, now is a good time. Wipe everything down if you're starting to sweat already. And then get yourself ready for round number 2. We're going to be off in 15 seconds. Good. And 3, 2, 1. And go. We're back to the start. Standing squats. So should be feeling nice and warmed up, should be feeling nice and limber, should be able to push on a little bit now, so a little bit faster. You can use a chair behind you if you need some support for these. You can do these as a full sit to stand if you need to. All we're worried about is that you're pushing as hard as you can. Okay, you can use a goblet squat style if you want, as I'm demonstrating here with those toes turned out, but just keep those squats coming. 2, 1, and relax. Good. 10 seconds rest. We've got jumping jacks coming up, so arms over the top or stepping out with those hands up and with a nice side step. Okay, 3, 2, 1, let's go. Number 2, swing those arms, deep breath in through the nose if your heart rate's coming up too high, but let's get those arms and legs moving. Perfect. So we're into our second round, or into our second set for round number 1, and then we're going to be moving on to a new group of exercises very soon. But right now we're going to push all the way to the end. Last 5 seconds. Keep those arms coming, keep those legs moving. 2, 1, and relax. Very good. Okay, we got one more to go. We got press ups. So dropping down onto those knees or getting ready to come up onto those toes. Okay, let's go into this last one. 30 seconds, digging in now. We got a little bit of longer rest coming up after this. That means we want to work it to the maximum for the last 30 seconds. sinking in. If you're starting to fatigue, drop down onto those knees. Just keep that range of movement coming. Keep yourself pushing forward. Try and work for the full 30 seconds. We're nearly there. We're into the last 5. Digging in now. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Very good. Rest it there. So as you grab yourself a drink, towel anything down that you need to, catch your breath. We have 30 seconds rest. We're going to be moving into round number 2. So that means 3 new exercises. So we're going to kick off this next round just by running through what those exercises are. So you have got a little bit longer than the 30 seconds before we take you into that next round. So paying attention now, eyes on the screen. These are your next 3 exercises. Okay, so use the wall for support or a chair, and we've got lunges. We're going to come up onto the toes at the back, nice long stance, and then dropping that knee in. Next up, we've got boxing rotations. So pivot on that back foot, throwing that punch out to the side. Nice and quick. Good. And then finally for this round, lying on your back, hands on the thighs, sliding up. Tennis ball width under the chin, eyes up as you come up. Or if you want to make this harder, hook the feet underneath the edge of the sofa or somewhere to anchor them, arms across the chest, and then full sit-ups. So this is it. Round number 2, set number 1. Get yourself ready. 3, 2, 1. Let's go. Lunges. So dropping that back knee in. We're going to switch legs partway through. So we've got a nice long stance. Feet are hip width apart. Dropping that back knee down as far as you are able to. Keep that back knee off the floor. And change legs if you haven't done already. Good. Dropping that back knee in. That's it. Sinking down. Should be feeling the burn in the upper thigh and through the hip flexor on this one. And relax. Good. Shake it all down. 10 seconds rest. We've got our boxing rotation. So pivot on that back foot. Rotate the torso round. Throw that punch out. Okay. Boxing rotations. Let's go. So nice high tempo on this one. This is our cardio effort. Want to get that heart rate nice and high. Rotate and punch. That's it. Swinging through. So we're working the side of the obliques. We're working the shoulders. We're working the arms. And of course, we are working that cardiovascular system nice and hard. That is the heart and lungs. We are nearly there. 3, 2, 1. And relax. Good. Next up, last one, we've got crunches. So lying on your back, 90-degree bend, and then hands on the thigh. Sliding up, that's it. Good. So we're sliding those hands up, keeping those eyes up, keeping that tennis ball width underneath the chin. Very good there, sliding through, working the abdominals. Just come up as far as feels comfortable. Try not to roll the upper back. Try and move and hinge at the hips. Good. If you want to make this a little tougher, you can cross those arms on the chest and move into a full sit-up. We're nearly there. And relax. Good. Okay, 30 seconds rest. Now's the time to grab yourself a drink. I wouldn't go too much because we are getting into this workout now. Certainly want to be taking on good fluid as we go through, but we don't want to take on too much and get stitch as we move into the latter parts of this workout. So we're going to be moving back to the start. We'll go set number 2 for round number 2. And we are going to be kicking off with those lunges. So get yourself ready. And we are off in 3, 2, and 1. So we're back in round number 2, set number 2, lunges, dropping that back knee in nice and deep. Now, if you can, take your hand away from the wall, take your hand away from the chair. Do this without the support and sinking everything in nice and deep. And then switch legs for me. We are at the halfway mark. Switch them over, up onto the toes at the back, drop down, keep that back knee off the floor for me. That's it. Keep pushing. We are nearly there. And that's it, all the way to the bell, and relax. Good. Okay, first one down, shake it off. We have got our boxing rotations coming up next. Pivot on that back foot, rotate round and punch through. 3, 2, 1, and go. So we know these exercises now. Let's dig in. Let's get that heart rate nice and high. Get a bit of tempo behind you. Get a bit of power. Rotate those hips as you drive that shoulder and that arm through. We're at the halfway mark now. Pushing in. Keep those coming. Good. all the way to the end. No easing up before we get to that bell. We're in the last 5 seconds. Keep those coming. We are nearly there. 2, 1, and relax. Perfect. Very good. Okay. 10 seconds rest. Lying down. Nice bend at the knees. Hands on the thighs. And we're going to be sliding up, working the abdominals in 2 and 1. Let's go. Last round, or last exercise for round number 2. But we're going to work it all the way to the end. We're gonna drive those hands up. We're going to work those abdominal muscles. We're through the halfway mark. We've got some longer rests coming up, but we're not giving up until we get to that bell. Keep pushing. Keep driving up. We are nearly there. That's it. All the way to the bell. 3, 2, and 1. Relax. Very good. Okay. So as before, 30 seconds rest now. We're going to get ourselves ready for that final round. So round number 3, 3 brand new exercises coming up. And so our first thing we're going to do is go through those new exercises to finish everything off. Okay, fantastic. So if you haven't had a drink, now's the time to grab one. And then pay attention, eyes on the screen. And here we go. So first off, we've got squat press, squatting down and pressing up. Now I'm using a 3 kilogram medicine ball here, but you can use anything that is weighted. So there we go. Squat down. We can use a chair as a marker, or we can do this as a full sit to stand if you would prefer. Number 2, we've got mountain climber. So use that chair and we're going to run on the spot. Full version, we do this down on the floor. Now keeping the elbow directly underneath the shoulder, take the knees back, and we want a nice straight line between the shoulder and the hip for plank. If you want to make this a bit harder, come up into the full position, up onto the toes. Okay, so there we have it. We have our squat press. We have our squat press, we have our mountain climbers, and we have our plank. Right, let's go. Squatting down and pressing up. Now you can use a weighted item, doesn't really matter what it is. Could be a cat, maybe. Could be Graham the cat if you lived here. It could be a book, could be a bottle of water. It doesn't really matter. Just something you can drive off the chest, and then sinking down, light touch on that chair as you come down. Now you can do this without the chair, that's no problem at all, but it can be a useful measure for depth of squat. Okay, so resting it there, and now get yourself ready with your chair if you're going to be using that for support for your mountain climbers, or move it out of the way if you're going to be doing these on the floor. And then we're pushing in, alternating those legs, running on the spot, drive those knees up to the chest. This is great cardiovascular exercise, great for working the glutes, great for working the upper thigh. Just keep those coming as fast as you can. I'm going to show you how to do this without the chair. And then down onto the floor, alternate those legs, running on the spot as fast as you can. Keep those coming. We're nearly there. We're into those last 5 seconds. Suck it up, push through. We are nearly there. That's it. 2, 1, and relax. Good. 10 seconds rest. Okay. Plank next. So we're down onto the mat, elbow directly underneath the shoulder. Take those knees back, and we want a nice flat back, a nice straight line through that hip and shoulder. And then we're off into our last 30 seconds. Now, of course, if you want to make this a little bit harder, pop up onto the toes and hold. Suck the belly button in, engage that core, and breathe through the exercise. Don't tense up. Don't make it so that you are super, super tense and holding your breath, because you will not make it to the end. Breathe through and relax as much as you can. We are nearly there. You got some rest coming up. No dropping, no dropping. Hold and relax. Very good. Okay, last 30 seconds rest, and then the final set is just in front of us. So we're going to be coming back to our squat press. So if you're using your chair, please get that ready. Grab your weight. Now a quick time for a drink if you haven't had one, but don't have too much. And then we're going to unload. We're going to do everything we can in this last set to maximize this workout. So get yourself ready. We are off in 3, 2, 1, and squat press. Let's go. Dropping down and pressing up. That's it. Good. That's it. Okay, last 30 seconds for the last time today, last round, and we want to make every single one of these exercises count. So we're pushing through. We are nearly there. Keep that coming now. Sinking down, drive through those hills. Last 5 seconds, all the way to the bell. No stopping early. You don't need to. You're warmed up. You're firing on all cylinders. And relax. Good. 10 seconds rest. So use the chair if you're going to use the chair for your mountain climbers. Move it out the way if you're not. Start with one foot in front of the other, slightly up onto the toes, and then we're going to alternate those legs, running those knees to the chest. Let's go. We're into our second exercise of this final round. Mountain climbers, we are off. And again, if you don't want to use the chair, then we can move that out the way, support yourself in a press-up position, and then running on the spot with those knees. But whatever you've chosen, stick with it now. We want to work for this whole 30 seconds, and we are nearly there. No holding up, no stopping, push through all the way to the buzzer. We're nearly there. 2, 1, and relax. Okay. Catch your breath. Deep breath in through the nose, out through the mouth. Okay, get yourself ready. Last 5 seconds, and we're going to be coming up into plank. We are off. Let's go. Okay, hold it there, breathing through. So again, nice straight line between the shoulder and the hip. And then if you want to, you can come up into that full position, or you can start in the full position and drop down onto those knees. But we want to make sure you're holding that plank position for this whole duration. No resting until the end. We're nearly there. We're closing on the end of this workout. And 4, 3, 2, 1, and relax. Excellent work, everybody. Well done. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you pushed right to the end. I hope to see you in another workout video very soon.